Hey guys, this is Alexander Phil, and today I want to talk about the 5th installment in the Sly Cooper series. I want to bring you guys some ideas and my prediction for the game. I've been doing this 3 times before. I did it with Sly 4, way back before it was revealed by Sensor Games, so way back before we even knew that Sly Cooper Thief in Time would come out someday. And it did, here in 2013, February 5th. Now, I've been a fan of the Sly Cooper series since the very first came out, Sly Cooper and the Theater's Raccoonist. And when Sly 2 came out, I was really surprised, because everything has changed. You couldn't die on one hook unless you had this horseshoe in the back. You actually just save at the last checkpoint. And I found that very cool. And then I was a little disappointed by Sly 3, but that's something else. Also the clue bottles that were removed. That was like the best. Not the best, but it was something good that was in Sly Cooper games. And when it came back in Sly Cooper Thief in Time, I was like, yes, my childhood is saved. Alright, so let's head back to Sly 5. So I have a couple of ideas which bosses and which locations, episodes like in feudal Japan, Paris, and all those places. But this is going to be different, and also with new ancestors and good old coming back characters. So, since more ancestors and different time periods really feel like the only option for the next Sly Cooper game, I've picked 5 that seem likely to be included. In fact, one of my picks is pretty much guaranteed, and that is the first one. But before we talk about the first one, I'm going to tell you about the future of where Sly Cooper Thief in Time ends. Before this, right after the extra cutscene, the extra ending that you're getting in Sly 4 Thief in Time if you complete it in 100%. After that, it's been half a year since the gang had defeated the Paradox, and Sly had gone missing along with the remains of the Paradox, Time Blimp, and Time Tunnel. Lately, Bentley has been working closely with Carmelita to uncover what happened to Sly, as well as discovering what Penelope has been up to, as she has making a lot of moves lately, because, she escaped from jail. Now, causing trouble for a lot of people. Yeah. She will cause a lot of trouble for a lot of people. So, one day, however, Bentley receives a mysterious message through the time machine, and surprisingly, it is a faint message from Sly. So, after analyzing the message in a couple of days, Bentley determines that Sly is trapped in Ancient Egypt. And clearly, he isn't the only one out of place there, and he needs the team's help, and he insists that Bentley round up the other members of the team. So that means Murray, of course, and the old members from Sly 3, the Guru, Panda King, and Dimitri, as well as to bring Carmelita along, because, she wants to Sly Cooper Thief in Time, and she want to help us. She also helps Interpol in kind of way, because they're criminals, and they have to capture the criminals. So, the first episode or world is going to be Ancient Egypt. Now, as I talked before, that if you've seen this secret ending of Sly Cooper Thief in Time, then you might know that Egypt has already been teased. Through some well-placed criminal contracts, Bentley discovered where they could find an item to travel back to Egypt, and the gang works together to break into the museum in Cairo, once again to steal an ancient golden scarab. However, upon arriving, they discover that Penelope and her own newly formed band of crooks have been stolen an artifact to travel to Egypt as well, because she also bought this time machine. Not bought, but built. And then, realizing they needed to hurry, the gang travels back to Egypt to aid Sly and his ancestor, Sly Tungaman Cooper II, whose land has come under the tyrannical rule of a ruthless world, would be Paora, who calls herself Queen Isis. Upon freeing Sly Tungaman from his tomb imprisonment and completing various tasks, it is discovered that Penelope had sent Isis back in time to ruin Sly Tungaman's legacy and gain possession of an artifact known as an Overlord Gem. Now, you know, I can just picture Sly spire jumping on a pyramid top, Bentley bobbing his way through dusty crabs, and Murray prying the lid from a sarcophagus. So, Sly's ancestor, Sly Tungman Cooper II, is the only choice for a team member here. With his dual Cobras-like canes, I'd imagine he'd be a unique climbing skill, and maybe he'd be able to blend in with hieroglyphics too. So he has unique climbing skill like Bob Cooper or Slayman Cooper. He looks like a Slayman Cooper a little bit, but Bob Cooper and Sly Cooper Thief in Time in their third episode. Then, in the second episode, I've chosen Celtic Scotland. Now, we've been to the island of Great Britain only once in the Sly Cooper series. That was actually in the very first Sly Cooper game, Sly Cooper and the Thieves' Raccoonus. It was in the very first level, Sir Wallace's level, the Frog, in the Welsh Triangle. So now it's time to revisit, and encountering Slayman Cooper, Sly 15th century Scottish ancestor, is the way to go. His cane is basically a giant log with a stone hook, so I figured he'd be able to carry especially heavy objects and pass through special walls. Now, it's been said that he could break any logs in a single blow. Plus, the series has dealt with voodoo in the past. It would be cool to mess with Celtic nature worship. I imagine the level boss as a fox or a deer of sorts. In the third episode, I've chosen the British Empire era Caribbean. Henriette One-Eye Cooper is the Cooper clan's most famous female. She was a pirate during colonial times, so exploring the British-controlled West Indies with her would be a delight. We got a pirate theme level in Sly 3, Hunt Among Thieves, and we've been itching for more ever since. Henriette originally had a dagger hood as a weapon, but it was later replaced by a protestic hook hand. We don't know how that happened, but this level could explain it. Maybe, we don't know. If the game comes out, we could. So, she could also carry a pistol, used for similar target shooting as Thief in Time's Tennessee Kid Cooper. Oh, that was awesome. I figured that the level boss would be either a parrot or a shark. That would be awesome if we could get like another Tennessee Kid Cooper, because I just love the crack shot. Alright, so then for the fourth episode, I've chosen Victorian London. Thaddeus Winslow Cooper III had been talking about since his background was given in the original Sly Cooper and the Thieves' Raccoonus, the very first Sly Cooper game. Known as the Gentleman Thief, we can picture him having a character arc of having to get down to the street level to help the gang with missions. Known for his disguises, we picture him being able to actually talk to guards while costumed. Victorian London is such a perfect stealth setting. We need it in Sly Cooper, Assassin's Creed, everything. We just need this city. You know, it's amazing. Now, Sly 2's Prague had a gothic feel, and I imagine this would be similar as for the level boss. I'd imagine he'd be a rat. So for the fifth episode, also the last episode where we're going to clear out missions, I've chosen the World War in Germany. Sure, Call of Duty and Medal of Honor have beaten the dead horse into the ground here, but shouldn't we give the Sly Cooper series a chance to take this down too? I think we should, because Sly's ancestor, Otto von Cooper, is the only option here, even if he has known for being inept. That gives me two ideas. First, the gang would have to rescue him upon reaching the time period. Second, as an ace fighter pilot, all vehicle missions could be delegated to him. This way, mission with Sly, Bentley, and Murray could be all action-driven platforming. While the stage might feel similar to Sly 3's Holland, or Netherlands, don't know what you call it, it would still be fun to play, and we imagine the level's boss would be a German Shepherd. And, in the Bioshock Infinite, a false shepherd. Then, after that, the story should take some twists by going back and going forward and back again in the time machine. So, arriving in the next time period, they arrive to the time of 26 years before Sly's parent had died. When Sly's father was in his prime, and Sly wasn't born just yet. So with Sly captured and his father in danger, the gang arrives before Dr. M can harm Sly's parents, and ask for his father to help him to save Sly from Dr. M. But don't tell him who Dr. M really is, or who Sly really is, in order to keep the timeline correct, and just not for confusing him, because this technology is not in that timeline. So upon saving Sly and returning to Sly's original home, however, they come clean and tell Sly's dad who Sly is and how they all got to where they are, and Sly has a heartfelt reunion with his mom and dad, but under Bentley's advice tells him not to warn them about the events to happen in 8 years. Sly is reluctant about this, but ultimately makes this choice to allow his parents to die when the time comes. So, after that one, we're discovering Dr. M's plan. He plans to ruin... Oh, just for a point to add in, if you don't know who Dr. M was, he was the final boss of Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. So, discovering Dr. M's plan, he plans to ruin Sly's dad's legacy and establish a legendary thief status for himself in the current time period, and manipulates his past self to ultimately become the Dr. M of the present. And then it is revealed that what Penelope's plan is. All the while the Koopa gang has been chasing her around time, Dr. M in present day has been setting events in motion that will kill Sly's parents 8 years early, and then Clockwork would take Sly and mold him into a tool for his own doing, since Penelope and Dr. M had been building Clockwork a brand new state of the art and truly immortal body. Though the gang managed to defeat Dr. M, Penelope escapes with Clockwork and takes Dr. M's body, since she could make use of the cybernetics, and goes back into present day with all the Overlord gems in hand. Once back in their own time, they learn of Penelope's true plan. She intends to harness the force of the gems to take full control of Clockwork and merge his body with her time tunnel machines, which she morphed into a mech and bound herself to gain infinite power and control over time, space, reality, and have immortality all at once. So after that, we're going back in time again, and the gang gathers the Cooper ancestors, including Sly's father, and they all conspire together to stop Penelope. After pulling off a string of heists together to cut off power to the time tunnel, a wormhole is ripped in space and Clockwork is revived, thanks to some technology by Penelope, and a new revived again Dr. M, who then, in a cruel twist of fate, betrays Penelope and bonds to Clockwork himself, and then Clockwork reveals that both he and Dr. M were behind the entire ordeal, and they actually had manipulated Penelope and had been controlling her with nanotech the entire time against her will. A battle ensures in which all the Cooper's ancestors and Sly work together to defeat the mechanical monster and restore temporal balance and destroy the Overlord gems in the process, as well as completely eradicate the Clockwork's frame, his soul, and Dr. M's for good. With everything back to normal, Penelope set free of her mind control and making up with Bentley. The ancestors go back to their respective times, and Sly says goodbye to his parents reluctantly, so knowing their fate but accepts it. Then Carmelita drops a surprise of her own on Sly, revealing that she's pregnant, and with his trademark smile he looks forward to raising his son and keeping the Cooper legacy alive for centuries to come. So, I know that some of you guys might be disappointed that Penelope should be the bad guy again, because a lot of you guys were actually disappointed by that in Sly Cooper Teen Time. But it could be awesome, and it could be turning into a very nice story. As you just heard from me on, I really like this story. 2 seconds, just gonna drink something. Oh, that was good. So, for a final topic. No, I have actually one more topic before this final topic. It's about the consoles that it should be out with. I am thinking that it should be out for a next generation console, so they would make a really good game out of graphics on this one. Sansar Games really did a great job with Sly Cooper Thief in Time, since it is their very first game. And it is on PlayStation 3, and it has moved a lot from the Sly collection actually. Which they also made in 2010, I think. 2011, can't remember. So it should be out on the PlayStation 4. Maybe they would also make a copy of the PlayStation 3, because not everyone has a PlayStation 4 on that moment. And I'm thinking that it should be out in September 2014, since it is the month that Sly has their anniversary. They had their 10 years anniversary last year. And you know, it could be September 2014. It's not going to be 2013. Never, ever, ever. Because we haven't even got a teaser trailer yet. Yeah, we actually had. We don't know. We don't know. Some people said that it could be a DLC. But it would not. Since our games have been revealed that no DLC is going to come to Sly Cooper Thief in Time. It is definitely going to be a Sly 5. Now, maybe there will be another console up out of the PlayStation 4. I was like thinking a Wii. No, what am I talking about? The PS Vita 2 or PS Vita something, or just PS Vita, or something surprisingly new in the gaming consoles. But definitely PlayStation 4. So, the final topic that I was going to say before is the title of the game. Now, I have 3 rumors that I'm keep thinking in my head, and 2 of them is actually pretty good. First one, we have this Thieves Be Forever. It has been rumored way before that Sly 4 even has been revealed, and it could be good, because, you know, Sly is back again, and he'd be here forever in the game, because he'd go back and forward in the future with his time machine. So it could be possible. And then we got a not so good title, but it could be a possibility if they haven't took any out titles. Thief Wars, because, you know, there are wars against these thieves. Dr. M, Penelope is actually kind of thief in After Sly 3. And then the final, Path of the Cooper. I really like that one. So all what I just said, just right after the final story, when we're keeping the Cooper legacy alive for centuries to come, there will be captions in the description if you haven't already noticed, because then it is too late if you're just hearing this from now. So if you had a little problems to hear what I'm saying and all that, just go down to the description and you will hear it, because I think my microphone is a little unclear right now, because my computer is on, my PlayStation 3 is on, because I'm sitting and playing Sly Cooper Thief in Time. But I was just thinking, yeah, let's do this. Sly 5, Path of the Cooper, Thief Wars, Thieves Will Be Forever, something like that. But I am really looking forward to the next Sly Cooper game, and there's like 80% that it will come out, and 20% that it wouldn't, because then why would Sansar Games take over this one? They could make 3 games out of this, like Sucker Punch did, and then another maybe could take over and make this number 7 and number 8 and number 9. Now I just wish that they will make this story never end. I will play this when I was 80 years old. I will be a Sly Cooper fan of the rest of my life. Really, I will. And maybe in heaven there are like 90 Sly Cooper games up there right now. That would be awesome. But let's just stay down here. I really appreciate that you guys watch this video, and be sure to like this video if you like the ideas and my predictions, and leave a comment of what you think of this. So, I'll see you guys.